1 minute. Right. So what is that I'm going to explain now about three different things. One is product management. Second is project management. Third is program management. Okay. Three different things I'm going to discuss. Product management majorly useful when we are developing any kind of product. Let me put you this way, because any software industry, software sector, in context to the software sector we talk about, services of software will be of two different types. One is service sector, second is product development. Service sector, nothing but wherein there is a particular client, we are providing an exclusive solution only for that customer. Okay, there is no market research, nothing. Based upon the existing problem, what customer is facing, whatever the solutions are we going to provide is all comes under service or project management or project based company, whatever the name you can call. Second is product based. Product based, the example for product based companies were one of the prominent product based company across world for a very long time called Microsoft. Okay, Microsoft has an operating system which is successful for a very long time. It's a product. Okay, Microsoft is a MS Office or Windows operating system. So these are the different products which will be used by any people. Understood, right? So if you have any confusion, you can ask me now. Right? So this is point number one. Second, product-based companies, so nothing but you can take Salesforce. Salesforce, as it is a CRM application, it's a product-based company. At the same time, SAP, etc., etc. Right? So because even Microsoft have Dynamics CRM, right? All that. So these are product-based. So based upon the market needs, based upon the market demands, whatever are we going to develop is all comes under product-based companies are. Whereas service companies means whatever the services we are providing for a particular customer based upon the kind of business problem what we have identified. So this is where generally product management come into picture. So if you are into product management, if you are a product manager or if you are developing some product, so this product need not be an application all the time, because again people have some misconception over product development. Is it something related and relevant to IT? Not only in IT, because product development, if you like to understand product development, you have to understand from a non-IT product as well. So if you are a product manager for any of the organization, whenever we are working, there are some responsibilities we have to perform. These are the major responsibilities you can see being a product manager one has to be good with. The first one is to identify the customer problems. Now here is a question. So who is customer here? Let's say, for example, we are developing an e-commerce portal. Okay, let me put you this way. So if you're developing an e-commerce portal for one of our customers, e-commerce product we are developing. Now, who are customers here? Tarun. Tarun, are you there?
Yes, I was on mute actually. You're recording, right? So,
Right. Yeah.
so yeah.
It's okay. So
So
my
for
question here is, when
everybody,
you are a product manager, the first and foremost responsibility is to identify the customer problems. That's what you have to do. Now, let me put you an example again. We are developing an e-commerce portal, something like Amazon, Flipkart kind of stuff. Now, whom we call it as customers here?
uh, whoever is buying the stuff, everybody is a customer.
Buying the stuff, right? So in technical terminologies, we call them as end users. Am I right?
Yeah.
We call them as end users. Now, again, I'm giving one more example. One more example I'll be giving it to you. Now you answer this. For example, we are developing an core banking application to one of the customer, because there was a customer wherein we are developing some core banking application to one of the customers. To one of the customer, we are developing a core banking application to one of the bank, because core banking is a product by itself, wherein it will be useful to manage backend operations of the bank, etc., etc. This is what generally core banking application will be useful for.
Okay.
Now, who is customers for core banking application?
Banking employees.
Banking employees means people who are working within the bank are considered as
End users.
end users, right? So you need to understand and classify the users into two different ways. One is external users, second is internal users. Okay, whenever there is a solution we are developing, or when we are developing any kind of product, there will be of two different things. One is external users, second is internal users. The external users means the kind of examples as I have given you, like online shopping portal, or else I can give you an example of travel ticket reservations, right? So these are the applications or the products where we can develop. Users will be of two different types. We can have external users. We will have internal users also. External users means whoever is using application from outside. For example, X is a person wants to book a reservation, a flight reservation he has to book, right? So he can go to the travel portal, wherein he has to provide necessary details so that he can book the ticket accordingly, right? So he is a user from external point of view. Now, internal users means people who are working on the back end. Is it clear to you, Tarun? Right? So differences. So when we see user from the perspective, there will be some products we develop where users will be categorized into two different parts. Customers or users will be categorized into two different parts. So one is external users, second is internal users. So these are the two major users wherein you can see in context to the product development. But there will be some other products where we are developing exclusive only for customer requirements within the organization. Let's say core banking application, a point of sale system, inventory management system. So these are the payroll management system. These are the applications within the organization it will be used, right? So this won't be used by anybody who is from outside. If you take point of sale system, what exactly point of sale system was? Point of sale system is an application which will be used in the billing at the retail store, isn't
Yep.
it? Retail. This is what we call it as POS, we call it as.
Correct.
Now, it's an internal application. It's an internal application. So who is going to use this? A person who will be in the billing counter is using it, not by the customers. Do you agree? Right or not?
Yes.
Now, who is going to use inventory management system? People who is looking after the inventory will be taking care of it. Am I right? So, being a product manager, whenever you are trying to understand the responsibilities, we need to understand the customer problems. Customers means end users. When there is a context of end user come into existence, end users you have to classify into two different varieties. One is external users, second is internal users. So this is completely depends on the kind of product, what is that we are developing. Based on the product we are developing, users will vary. Some products will have internal users, example like core banking, point of sale system, inventory management, payroll management system. You have only internal users. Within the organization, it is being used. Some products are both external and internal, like travel portals, online shopping. All these e-commerce related applications have both internal as well as external people. So being a product owner, when we are trying to understand product management, first of all, we need to identify the customer problems by classifying them prior. You need to have a clarity over this first.
Yeah.
Second, we have to make key product decisions. Now, what exactly the product decisions are relying on? What does it mean actually? Making key product decisions is what being a product manager you have to do as a whole. So what does meant by a product decision? What does it mean? Because you will be in the decision making front. You please let me know whatever you can, Tarun, because there is nothing whether it is right
So
or wrong.
product decisions,
It's all something we have to interact. That's
of course,
interaction is
yeah. Mhm. So product decisions are nothing but what suits the end customer's needs, or if we are delivering for internal or external end users,
to an
right?
extent, yes, to an extent, yes. And what else?
Uh,
Whether is it really suitable to the needs of the customer, right?
yeah.
So on that context, product decision will be taken. Point number one. Yes. Next. What
Mm,
else are the points?
can we deliver within the time frame?
Uh, you need to understand the intensity of the product to be delivered. Right? Intensity based on the intensity, timelines will be decided. Agreed? Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Okay. Right. Next. Anything else apart?
Mm, are we delivering all of the stakeholders' requirements?
Are we delivering the right product to the customer or not?
Yes.
Third point. Okay. Next.
Mm, uh, I believe that's all.
We have to see the future perspective. Is it sustaining the needs of the customer in context to the future or not? That you have to see.
Yeah.
Am I right or not?
Yeah.
Right? So I'll put you this in a very simple way. We are buying mobiles nowadays, right?
Mm-hmm.
So earlier, whenever we used to use QWERTY keypad mobiles, there was no customization. So there was no possibility of upgradation, isn't it? Right? In the beginning of the
Yeah.
mobiles, whenever it was introduced. So due to that, what happened? Due to the revolution happened towards the touch screen, right? So Androids, all that before it was. If you want to upgrade your phone to the next level, wherein you have to replace that phone, that was the only solution you have. You don't have any other solution else apart.
Yeah.
Do you agree? Yes, sir.
Yeah, basically, it's not future proof.
It's not feature proof, right? So now, whenever there was a transformation of Android or iOS related transformation happened, why most of the people, why these products are more successful, why these mobile were successful? Because at one point in time, not now, because those services were almost vanished. But one point in time, if you remember, in the beginning of the Android phones, we get.
Hello. I'm unable to hear your voice.
1 minute. Just give me a minute. Uh, Tarun, 1 minute. Can you listen my voice now?
But I'm getting an echo.
Yeah, just. Yeah, how about now?
Yeah, we're good.
Right, because yeah, I'm connected from two devices, hence it was the problem. Yeah, sorry. Right, so earlier there was a situation we have seen, like when there is a mobile, if you buy an Android phones earlier, there used to be a facility called providing an additional memory slot. Right, there was a facility at one point in time, mobile manufacturers were provided to us. Means if
Correct.
you want any kind of memory to be added to the existing mobile, so you can buy an extra memory slot and you can insert that, isn't it? Of course, now everything was transformed into the cloud related
Correct.
storage. So the transformation happened. Forget about that. So when you are developing a product, when will it become successful? The key point you need to understand is when there is a prospects of future, if you see, then only that product will be developed, product will become successful. Because it should not only the surviving the needs of the present, but it should also survive the needs of the future as well. Do you agree? Yes, sir.
Yes, I do.
Right. So whenever we are making key product decisions, as rightly you said, it's not only about the decisions we are taking from the context of the need, their importance, intensity of when to be delivered, not only all these, but also we have to keep the future benefits, to what extent this product can be customized according to the future needs. For example, there is a product you have developed, as the mobile example I have given. If a customer wants to enhance his product, assume that if the product doesn't have a facility for enhancements, will there be of any value? Because the amount of money they have invested will be of waste. Why? Because you never know what kind of changes are happening in the business. Yes, sir.
Correct.
Right. So whatever the innovation you say today is becoming outdated by tomorrow. Right. So tomorrow, few more things were coming in. So we have to compete with the business, we have to compete with the market situations and the demands. So when we are developing a product, when you're taking key decision to develop a product, being a product manager, you should have a larger eye in a context of understanding about the future, what could be the future prospects of this product, life of the product. I can say simple things, life of the product. To what extent, till how much is the available time of this life this product consists of, should have a clear understanding to you. This is point number 2.
Yep.
Point number 3, you need to have a certain business acumen. Business acumen, nothing but from the point of functional knowledge I'm talking about. Business acumen need not be an entrepreneurial skills. It's not something like entrepreneurial development or something. It's not business acumen, not from the context of this. Business acumen comprises of the functional aspects. If you're developing an e-commerce portal or online shopping portal, if you have a fair amount of idea about how this online shopping works, functions, all that, it will be more advantageous to you. Yes or no? Right?
Awesome.
Right? Now, you're developing a product, something relating to the finances, capital markets, banking, and all. Equally, if you have some knowledge over the product, functionality, it will be more advantageous. So, if you are a product manager, it doesn't mean you have to do coding or testing, because people may have some misconception over Raj. When we are talking about the functional knowledge, if you need to have, do you want us to do anything apart? No, it doesn't mean it. But being a product manager, having a knowledge of business acumen from the point of functionality will provide an additional benefit and advantage to you if you are a product manager. This is point number 3. Having technical knowledge, right? So technical knowledge is becoming mandatory for IT products now. Again, I'm repeating the same. It doesn't mean technical knowledge doesn't mean to have a knowledge over coding or testing. That itself is not something considered as technical knowledge. Transformation, how technology is transforming from an extent to another extent, that sort of knowledge is required. Because nowadays, most of the applications, even mobiles we are using now, everything were cloud connect. Now, could you tell me the reason why this cloud environment or cloud services have introduced in the market these days? What was the reason? One of the reason behind that. Of course, there could be some other reasons even. What is the major reason why most of the services are transforming towards cloud? What could be the reason behind that? Do you
Because
have any?
anybody can access it from anywhere across the globe.
One reason is that, yes, this is one of the reason, prime and major reason. Any other reasons? But you can access this application anywhere across the world, right? So that
And
the comfort you will get, right? That is one
that's
reason.
one.
I accept it.
Other
Next.
thing is like you can extend its capability, right? So If you,
Capability in sense of?
okay, let us assume you have a file of 1 TB, you want it to extend to 5 TB, you can still do it without adding any hardware, right?
Okay.
So
So infrastructural challenges, right?
exactly, infrastructural challenge.
So the major difference, the major importance, the major transformation key point transforming towards cloud environment is to reduce the infrastructural challenges of the people. Because if you remember, when you used to working in any of the application, of course, you are the programmer by profession. Now, I think you are doing something.
Yeah.
Earlier, if you do something, you have to install some softwares, you need to have some servers, firewalls, some DLL
Correct.
files you have to cross check, right? So the different third-party applications you have to install it, you have to connect JDBC, connectivity servers you have to connect with, right? So all these things you are supposed to do. That is how the situation earlier. Do you agree? Yes, sir. Right. Earlier. But
Correct.
now that it has transformed in such a way where whatever the work you are doing, being a technical person, you are doing it on cloud environment. You don't require to manage any infrastructure by you as individual. Yes, right? Now, it has been transformed in such a way where if you have a .NET coding, there are some tools nowadays you can see that can be transferred your .NET code to Java code and Java to .NET. Yes, sir.
Oh.
Right?
Yeah.
Right. So technology is transforming. Why technology is transforming to the cloud environment now? The one of the major reason was one, availability and accessibility, as you said. Second, challenging infrastructural challenges because multinational companies, big organizations can sustain because they have manpower, they have financial resources, enough financial resources. They can manage everything. But can you expect the same thing from mid-level and low-level organizations? Can you expect that?
No.
But if you see as a whole, the majority of these people, right? So major giants may be very limited in terms of the percentage, right? Not more than 10, 12% maximum, I can say maximum. But the rest of the people were mid-level and low-level services, businesses, right? Across the world, right? So how they can connect to the technology as the technology is becoming expensive day by day, usage will become a challenge for them. That's the reason why these cloud services have came into existence. The context of cloud services is very simple. Whatever you are using, you pay only for that. That's it. You don't need to pay us for everything. You pay of what you are using. If you are not using, don't pay us. Yes or no? Right? So,
Yeah.
knowing about the transformation of the technology, this is what we call it as technical knowledge. Technical knowledge is nothing but knowing about Java or knowing about .NET, knowing about Oracle. Because most of the people, I don't say you, but most of the people think that technical knowledge means, sir, do you want me to learn coding? Do you want me to learn testing? Do you want me to learn some database SQL or something XYZ, XYZ? So if you have that knowledge, absolutely, it may be beneficial to you. Maybe may not be now, maybe in future days. It is beneficial. But technical knowledge doesn't mean having knowledge over coding, testing, or SQL or some data visualization or something of that. Knowledge over the technology and how that transforming. Because whatever the happening technology is coming in coming time, that you have to make a use of it for your products. That sort of visibility a product manager should have. Then only you will be in the race. You will be existed in the race forever. Otherwise, we will be out of the race if you are using the old technology, isn't it? Right. So when you talk about having it not technical knowledge, this is on something relating to this stuff. Next, understanding the user experience. What is meant by user experience? If you are a user, what is that you are expecting? Understood? Right? Do you understand this?
Yes, yes, I do.
Right? So user experience, because end of the day, you have to feel that you are a user. Right? So you have to see whether how far this will sustain and accept this user experience from the people is what you have to think. This is what we talk about user experience transfer. So these are the major responsibilities. What are the responsibilities I have mentioned you so far? So these are the major responsibilities being a product manager one must be having. The detailed responsibilities may vary, depends on the kind of profile to profile. For example, when I'm talking about product decisions, right? Making key product decisions is your one of the responsibility. What does it mean? First of all, you need to understand the business value. You need to know about your business goals. You need to know about your mission. You need to know about your vision. You need to know about the kind of strategies you are making, right? So at the same time, you need to know about the kind of tactics you are implementing to make your product successful. All these things part of that. Yes or no? Right? Clear? Third. Yes? Right? So this is what generally the product management is.
Yeah.
Now, when you talk about project management means people who are working on a particular project. For example, there was an assignment given, a construction of a building, or we are developing a project. So to develop the project, how much manpower we require? How much financial resources are needed? What is the budget was allocated? Right? So how to make this work completed within the specific timelines? How to break the work structure? That's what we call it as work breakdown structure. All these things are comes under project management. So project management is completely relating to the project. Product management is completely relating to the product. Now, the third one is called program management. Program management means multiple projects when you are managing, that's called program management. Understood, Tarun? Right? So these are the three key differences among three things. One is product management, second is project management, third is program management. Right? So these are the differences.
Can you explain the program management once again?
Program management means, for example, you are working for an IT company. Okay, let me put you this way. Your organization have different accounts, client accounts. Right? Client accounts you have. Different client accounts you have. Okay, your organization has different client accounts. Wherein somewhere around you have 10 clients, 10 different customers from different domains they work from. Right? So each and every account you have somewhere around 100 to 200 people, okay, working. For every account, there will be a project manager. Am I right?
Yeah.
So now, to coordinate all these 10 accounts, there must be a program manager on top of it.
Oh, okay.
Understood? Right? So program manager, where managing multiple projects, is called program manager.
Okay.
Right? So if you want to become a program manager, or if you are a program manager, it's not only about functionality, but technical knowledge is something inevitable.
Okay.
Because when you get a control over team members, when you have a technical knowledge, you will have more control. Not only managerial skills. Managerial skills only doesn't gives you control over the team. Unless until if you are working, it's my personal experience, I can say. Of course, it is my personal opinion, what I have seen closely, what I have worked and faced so far. Okay. If you are a program manager or if you are a project manager, especially in the field of IT, if you talk about, having a strong knowledge over technology will give you more advantages than the one which you doesn't have. But fortunate enough for product management, you don't need it. Because product management always see from the longevity of the existing one which you are developing for the benefit of the customers.
Yeah.
But whereas for the project and programming, it's not something simply managing the budget, it's not simply managing the team, their timelines, not only that. Knowledge over the technology will give you sustainability, will give you a control over the people. That's what it was. The meeting is going to be ended, Tarun. Please join again, okay, if it is disconnected.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. So these are the responsibilities you see when you talk about product management. Clear?
Good.
Is it clear to you? No? Now, the next point we need to discuss is this. We need to understand that